What's going on, guys? This is Bruce Mattson, your host of the show, Metric Scout Fantasy Football, the show that looks at everything from redraft, dynasty, DFS, to Devy, everything in between, all things fantasy. If that's something you're into, make sure you smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, tell your homies, spread the word of the channel. Today, we're going to be going into redraft, and I'm going to be talking about my top tier running backs, my gold standard. These guys you're going to be seeing at the top ADP, but I'm talking about the ones that I'm liking and how I got them ranked. And I'm going to get it cracking right now with Christian McCaffrey as my 101 of running backs. He was hurt last year, kind of like a damaged can of soup right now. But no one's fading him. He is the 101 in almost all sites. He averaged damn near 30 PPR fantasy points per game in 2019. He was a monster producer. He's a PPR machine. He's consistent. He's about as consistent as they come. He's reliable. He's an alpha back, 3-down workhorse. Christian McCaffrey, book him as the 101. The next running back I want to talk about, and I'm going to run through this pretty quick. That way you don't have to fast forward throughout the video, and that is Alvin Cook. High touch share. The offense runs through him. He also catches the ball in the backfield. There is not much to not like about him. He has the potential to put up 30 plus fantasy points on almost any given week. Standard at scoring 20 plus points on almost every single time he steps on the field. Dalvin Cook, as long as he's healthy, he's going to score your points. He does have an injury history that is pretty extensive, but the last couple years, he's been rock solid. So Dalvin Cook, as a second running back off the board, book him up. The third running back I want to talk about is Saquon Barkley. He's falling in some people's ranks because they're scared of the knee. However, I feel good about it. I think he's going to be all right. The team is talking about wanting to slowly integrate him in the offense, but I think when the bullets are flying, they're going to be using him. You do not have Saquon Barkley, you don't use him. He's good to go. From everything I've read, everything I've seen on social media, from medical experts, he's going to be fine. I think Saquon Barkley can be a league winner this year. Tremendous PPR back, gets yards after the catch. I think during his rookie year, he's one of the top receivers in all football in yards after the catch per reception. He's just stout. He's a generational prospect coming out of college, and players like that, they bounce back pretty quickly. I like Saquon Barkley. I like that the Giants added Kenny Golladay, added some weapons to the offense, helped spread things out for him to make it easier for him to work. Saquon Barkley, I feel good about him in here in 2021. The fourth running back I want to talk about on this list is Derrick Henry. Just finished off a 2,000-yard season. You don't see much of that. The team added Julio Jones. It's going to open things up in the offense. I can't see how he will miss. I feel like things are just going to be a little bit easier for him now that the offense is more explosive now. Especially if Julio's kicking it up like he was back in the day. You have A.J. Brown working things over the middle. And now you got Derrick Henry a little bit less in the box. I think last year, on average, Derrick Henry had 7.1 defenders in the box, ranked like around 15th in the league. Teams were stacking boxes against him, and he's going to have a little bit less of that now. I think Derrick Henry's going to be all right. He may even get a little bit more run in the passing game with them checking it down to him if there's tight coverage on Julio and A.J. Brown. Derrick Henry, RB4. Don't be scared because he just had a 2,000-yard season either. I get it. There is a tendency for a drop-off when a running back has a major year, but Derrick Henry had light usage during the early days of his career, so that means when he's in his prime, he's good to go. Next one, RB5 on the list, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. He did not look good last year. Averaged, 3.9 yards per carry. Looked soft, looked sluggish, was a little bit slower. But the Cowboys are going to ride him till the wheels fall off. They're going to ride Zeke. The offense is going to be back with Dak. They're going to be more explosive. They're going to be able to move the ball downfield, and they're going to use Zeke more in the passing game. I look for his production for fantasy to be back to normal, maybe a shade less. He does have the potential to be the RB1 in fantasy this year, especially if he stays healthy, the offensive line stays healthy, and Dak stays healthy. Last year, the offensive line was beat to shreds as well, so he did not have much to work with. Now that everything's back, we could see him come back to mostly his former self. He may not be all the way there, but he should provide some fantasy production. The last running back on this list I want to talk about for the RB6 in the top tier for redraft is Alvin Kamara. It's a scary situation right now because the team's transitioning at quarterback to Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. This is a little bit concerning considering they're going to be mixing in Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, sprinkling in both quarterbacks in the offense. I have a feeling it's going to be mostly Winston slinging the rock and then maybe Hill around the goal line. I hope it's that, and if that's true, the offense is still going to move the ball. It may not be great for real football, but it's going to be awesome for fantasy, because Winston doesn't care. He'll sling the rock. Kamara is expected to be a PPR machine. He's expected to see targets out of the backfield. And I expect both quarterbacks to look his way. More so Winston than Hill, obviously. But as long as this team can sustain drives, Kamara should be okay. Kamara does have a lower floor than what we're used to having, but the upside's still there. He still could be a 25 to 30 point per game guy. And that's what I got for my top tier here in fantasy for the running backs going into the 2021 draft season. Things may shake up as we get closer to that point, but I'll make sure to do another video when they do. For that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, tell your homies, and I'll catch you next time.